Welcome to the Grassroots Rugby Show presented by Clutch TV. I'm Louise Ransom. Great to have your company again. We are back for week 2.
Hoo-ha!
Sean Maloney,
Hoo-ha, Will Davies.
We got another go.
Not just that, we've lost the pilot episode from our logo, from all our stings. We are ready to run to whenever this finishes.
You were big on that last week, get rid of the pilot episode. Not a great year for pilots, so shout out to aviation friends. And hopefully we can bring a bit of joy and a little bit of a laugh.
What a weekend. There's like 850 million games to get through. There was just non-stop wall-to-wall action on Clutch TV, on 7-2 as well. It was massive.
And we had some really nice feedback after our first episode, so thanks
Great
so
feedback.
much. Also, Will, you had some particularly specific feedback.
Correct, and we welcome this, absolutely the case. We're talking about Tom Nolan, the pronunciation of his name. Morgan Turin early on telling us it was Nolan. Tom's dad came down and...
of all the names that we can and can't get wrong, that's the easiest one. You were pronouncing some of the great Polynesian names last week. You can't get Nowlan right.
So it's Nowlan.
Son of Tiny? We don't know yet.
Nowlan.
Is he the son of Tiny? We still don't know.
Still don't know.
Potentially.
Look,
Probably.
you know, if he's the son of Tiny.
Looks like a tiny Nowlan.
Mate, and a terrific young player as well. So, Tom, thank you for getting in touch. It is Tom Nowlan.
And keep banging it through, info@clutchtv.com.
Yeah, please send it in. You know what? We're going to start everything off tonight with some top tries from the weekend. Sean, we're going to start with some Colts.
We sure are. Let's head to the sunshine. Let's go to Rat Park. Let's watch Benny Bryden and the gang. Look out for the crane, Will Davies. The hookback's good. You had the line. Run us through it. What's on that far side?
The back is good. Looks like a transformer.
It's Transformer. Where's Bumblebee? Where's Optimus? Where are the rest of the gang?
A terrific try, no less. And
Down the road.
Yeah.
Down Pittwater Road, Manly up against Norse, and this is phenomenal footwork by young Ibbotson, looking for Fraser Tui. He's going to go grubber, spin, check, try.
The footwork and the support play already in these
Golden.
The week outside. Little Messi-esque, the ball spinning on its top, straight out of Inception. You know where you are.
I know it. DiCaprio, spin that top. Send him back to the USA. Send me now to Waverley v Forest.
Outstanding try this Waverley, looking really good in subbies. I enjoyed a couple of chats with the Waverley boys. Tom Gray, I slid into his DMs yesterday just to say g'day and find out about the offload.
So
Not creepy at all, is it?
Tom Gray just enjoyed a couple of beers and I slide into his DMs. Sorry, mate. He was very good about it.
Super grab from Callum Bidmead.
And that's right, he said he knew Callum was going to be there. The chemistry is already working at Waverley. An outstanding offload from the Welshman, Tom Gray, to the big white fridge, Callum Bidmead.
That is a great try. Now we're going to go back to Pittwater Rugby Park for the Ratettes doing their thing against East. The Ratettes loaded with a bunch of Aussie 7-stars, but the superstar was Claire Ilsley with the match-sealing try late. Look at the Colts who've been... Conservatively, they're on their 456 can right there. They've been there since 8:30 a.m. They're still going. Now we go across to Marylands. I'm loving this try. This is in the running for try of the year. Lockie Miller. We don't know how he's playing after getting a red card last week. The Aussie Sevens going away for another Aussie Sevens gun. Simon Kenny. Well, guess what? There's a third on the inside. It's our man, Moz Longbottom, who scoots away. That is outrageous from the Wicks.
This is huge from them. And everything that you'd imagine Randwick would have thought they'd probably be getting from their 7-stars. A little bit of push and shove afterwards. They've
what a try.
We touched them last week. Jeez, doesn't it just set it up nice?
Like outrageous tries. Yeah. Audacious.
Very, very
so
good.
fun to watch. That's all the good stuff from the weekend. Guys, as always, you know, the not so good stuff floating around. A couple of clangers, we're going to call them here on this show. First clanger, Will, talk me through this one.
I mean, it's hard to watch really, isn't it? I mean, Matt Freeman with the burst. It's great to see a second rower, red hair glistening in the knees and the jolt. I like the way he responded, though. He knew instantly.
Face palm immediately.
He has been rolled under a steamroller by his good buddy Damien Johnson, his teammate, who threw this into our midst. That's a shocker, Maxi. There's no doubt about it. I like that you bring back the John Ells head tape, but that is not a good put down at Emu Rugby Park.
Okay, so let's get a word with the man himself. Max Freeman has been kind enough to join us tonight. Max, talk me through that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a bit of white line fever, and I thought I was well and truly through. Didn't even see the bloke, and yeah, he got an arm out, and yeah, the rest is history.
Run us through the reaction for you in terms of when you were like, I butchered it, I know, and people probably saw it. Run us through that reaction because you took it very well.
Yeah, no. When I was actually running, I like well and truly had already pictured the celebration, pictured everything, and by the time the ball was out, that felt like an hour. Running back to the players, I think we had a scrum, and it was the worst feeling in the world. I think I actually said to the boys in the scrum afterwards, I said, if we win this next scrum, I guarantee I'll buy you all a beer. I was like, we have to win this scrum.
Maxie, I've got to ask, while you're out there, is the Emu Burger back in action? Have they returned the Emu Burger to circulation at Emu Park?
Yes, the Emu Burger is back on play. I actually got myself an Emu Burger after second grade. It was good. I think it was the first home game they'd had in 3 years, so they were packed to the rafters with them.
Unreal.
Maxie, as well, I'd love you to run us through the moustache too. It's looking superb, almost glistening in the evening light for us here.
Yeah, no, the old fella's got a mustache, so it's completely on him. I think he's hypnotised all the kids because brother and sister, we've all got mustaches, so I think it's here to stay.
Pays to have idols in life, doesn't it?
Sure do. Hey, Maxie, last question for you. You were singled out, you were thrown under the bus, under the tractor, under the Mack truck by Damien Johnson. How will you return fire to him, either online or in the real world?
Actually, I'm not going to lie. Damo butchered a try of his own probably 5 minutes after me, so I'll guarantee I'll get you guys that clip for next week and get it back onto you guys.
Beauty.
Oh, Max, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And shout out to your mate lurking around in the back.
I've got better. I'm jumping in. Sorry,
What do you got?
Sorry to cut you off. I'm taking you to the Northern Rivers, Coffs Harbour. This is Jimmy Bones, James Bellamy, on his 30th birthday.
No.
Jimmy Bones, no. Big dog's got to eat. You cross that line, you got to get it down. I can't believe he blew that. He was thrown under the bus by AJ Gilbert, a former teammate of mine.
Mate, that is no good.
On his birthday.
Hey? Yeah, it's terrible.
On his birthday.
You're right there. You've done all of the hard work. Mate, showed a bit of toe as well.
He's still naked. He's on the naked run, the nudie run. He's still streaking season end.
Not a good place to be.
Everybody's
Never
doing
a good place to be.
Everybody's going to the quad, so it's okay.
I'm streaking.
Okay, let's move on to some shoot shield action now. Let's talk about Warringah and East. The Rats got this one by just 3 points.
Bring your green hat.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my segue into this run of clips.
Nice.
Bring your green hat.
Go for it. Go, segue along. It's all yours, Sean.
Snoop a loop. I'll tell you what, the Rats up against East, and this is one of your favourites, Will Davies, getting the opening try for the Rats.
Yeah, they've got some exciting young prospects. They emerged last year under Mark Gerard and kicking on. Ben Willett has been in amongst a lot of it after last week. We saw him pretty rough tackle, able to keep going. Sam Ward has a phobia of butter.
I don't know where you found that.
Phobia of butter. He's a junior downhill mountain biking champion, and this fella, Mungo Mason, one of the great names in shoot shield.
I'm calling it the best name in the competition, Mungo Mason.
Sevens.
Scottish Sevens out of the USMLR, New Zealand-born, phenomenal player. So Rats go up 15 zip early on. I've got to remind you both and everyone else watching Grassroots Rugby that it has been 10 years, 10 long years since East have defeated the Rats in that part of Sydney.
Wow.
But they looked like they were going to snap that run about, rallying back from that 15 zip deficit, looking good in the latter stages of the first, and then deep into the game, Will.
A hard place to win at Rat Park.
Brutal.
A big trip to the eastern suburbs, and Jack Grant just keeping them moving. A lot to like about East this year, but as mentioned, Rats at home, very, very hard.
How good's this try?
Sunny day. Really nice.
How good's it? You know what? We saw that Wicks try. This is pretty decent too for Holmes.
So many good tries, and amazing support work as well as you'd expect. Josh Holmes is always going to be around. Footwork again.
I know.
It's a lot of work. And look, Rats 10 points up at this.
This was key because this enabled East to work deep into the game. It's a yellow card coming against the Rats, going through the 9 degrees.
Fair yellow card?
Definitely fair yellow card. Definitely fair. Every day of the week, this is yellow.
that's
Will
another one.
was calling for red because he hates Warringah. He hates going over the Narrabeen
It
Bridge.
is a long
Hates
way
going
away.
over the Queenscliff Bridge.
If his arm didn't brace for the contact, he lands on his neck.
Or he
Yeah.
comes over and goes, yeah, fair enough.
It's definitely a something.
We're happy to have that. So
Definitely
that gives East the chance to well and truly work back into it, Lou, with one of your favourites.
Yes, this is my mate, Charlie Smith, if anyone's seen the great handshake awkwardness that I provide
Great's
during
not the
Shoot
word.
Shield.
Great's not the word. Great's not the word.
not
He's
the
in
word.
ripping form, isn't he?
Yeah, so he was injured for like 3 seasons, and so great to see him playing well and
Yeah.
loving being back on the rugby field. It's good to see.
Then it became a battle of the boot in the latter stage of the game. Both teams trading shots on goal, 25, a couple more, and then we had Harley Atwater with the winning shot deep into the clash. Boot. Here's another shot on goal. What are you looking for there,
Is that
Will?
behind the goals? Is that someone in a giant banana?
Look
suit?
at that.
Couple of
Anyway,
people dressed
I want
in
to
yellow.
talk. Stop talking. Harley Atwater with a match-winning penalty goal. Now, last week, Harley cost his team the victory against the Wicks. He was gutted. He was so upset. He reached out on Facebook and clutched over his Facebook page. Sad face emoji. Sad face emoji. He was so distraught by the whole thing. But here he is, the Penne-loving Rats utility. He's on Facebook today talking about how much he loves Penne. He's the king of all passes. I'm a kind of like a Fusili kind of a guy. Or Tagliatelle. But he is a winner on the weekend, Harley Atwater.
Good win for Rats too.
Had to win.
Yeah.
Had to win, otherwise the season was gone.
What about East? Where do you see them at the moment?
Good side. They're settling as well. They've had a couple of changes in key positions. Nick Holton at 10.
Yeah.
And look, they'll build. They'll get a fair few Waratahs back later in the season.
We both agree they're both playing finals,
Top 6,
100%.
Yeah,
top
I
6.
think so.
100%.
Building up, be better for that one. Now, Blues and Randwick. The two Blues, rather, and Randwick. Let's talk about that one. Parramatta did pretty well here in the first half. Kept Randwick scoreless for a while.
Yeah, very strong start. And good to see 0-0 at the break. I don't think anybody necessarily would have thought it'd be scoreless, especially with talent like this. Shawnee, a man who you're very,
He's
very
done
fond of.
3 of them there, and he's doing that to the best. To put this into perspective, he's doing
How
that
many games
against.
has he played?
He's doing that against the best. This is only his third 15s game against the best defensive sevens players on the planet. Tournament in, tournament out, and here he is out at Maryland doing the same. I mean, there is no drama in being beaten all ends by Maurice Longbottom, by the Mozman. No dramas at all.
And them just settling into things, the sevens players with Randwick and a lot of that depth that's
Looking handy.
Just
Looking really handy.
Give them space and
Well,
they'll
watching.
do that. Let's look at all the results from Shoot Shield over the weekend. The Rats and East, 31-28, we saw that one. Eastwood and West Harbour, that one all went to the Woodies, 42 points to 10. Manly and Norths, that was one Shawnee and I were there at for 7-2 for Shoot Shield. Norths too good in that, 28 points to 19. Randwick and Parramatta, we said that one, 42-0. Southern Districts, 24. Penrith, 14 points. So good to see them making some, strides and inroads in their season. And Sydney Uni, 59 points to 10 over the Hunter Wildfires. So they are all the results from the weekend's Shoot Shield. Let's talk a little bit more about the Woodies and the West Harbour game. Will, what do you like in that one?
Eastwood, great young side, no doubt. Ed Craig getting himself involved with the try scoring. A few tries for Ed Craig, scored a hat-trick. Spent some time with the Reds in Super Rugby as well before the shutdown of COVID. So great to see one of the bigger-bodied young hookers in Australian rugby and certainly the Shoot Shield getting his opportunity and continuing on. Michael Isley was superb and so too Knox Muliufi. I'm sure Ben Batcher's starting to be fairly pleased with what he's seen. Another good win as well, Sydney University up against the Hunter Wildfires. Massive win for Sydney Uni.
3 doubles in this game.
That's it. Doherty, Kane and Clements. James Kane, big fan of the theatre, one of the actors. And also...
By the who?
He's an actor. Part-time actor, James Kane.
James
Part-time
Kane.
actor. Part-time football superstar. And Tim
Hang on a
Clements,
second.
fullback.
Theatre?
Theatre.
Is he theatre?
Yeah,
Or is
absolutely.
he an extra?
No,
Kane.
part-time actor.
No, legit.
Part-time actor. Anyway, good stuff, Sydney.
Where would I have seen his work? Has he got an IMDb profile? James Cain.
Potentially. Now we're getting deeper.
That's next
Now
week.
we're getting
Well,
deeper.
we
I haven't
can
been in
all-
his
Sorry.
DMs.
We can all Google that. Let's do that.
There is hope.
Will's going to get in everyone's DMs at this point. Let's look at the ladder for Shoot Shield here, see how that's shaping up. Randwick on top, North, Sydney Uni, then Gordon, Southern Districts and Eastwood, all there in the top 6. As we move on to the bottom half of the ladder, you've got East Manly, the Rats, Penrith, West Harbour, the Hunter Wildfires and the Two Blues rounding things out. Any surprises there from your point of view, Sean, especially, I guess, in the top 6?
Having watched the match of the round, the 17 match of the round, I was surprised at what Manly offered up. I'm surprised to see them where they are.
Okay.
Many opportunities to potentially snap that game away from North, who were a very good outfit, not taking it. They were wonderful with their defensive work. The other thing I wanted to highlight was the man to get on the score sheet for Penrith, Luke Nanduru Talo, for the first time after many, many years with the Emmys out of the competition, was back on the board for them out at Emu Rugby Park. And of course, the Emu Burgers are back in business.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the thing we've got. It's about the burgers in
Yes.
the Shoot Shield. From my
The
point
Emu
of view.
Burger may kill you, but you will go out smiling.
Okay. Haven't got to that one yet. Let's look at the games
Can
coming
we
up.
Uber Eats an Emu Burger to the studios?
Ooh, now
One for
that's,
next week. Sorry, Lou. This week's rounds.
We'll figure that out. Let's talk about the games coming up for round 4 in Shoot Shield. Gordon and the Rats, Southern Districts and Two Blues, Easts and Eastwood. That one will be quite interesting. Manly, the Hunter Wildfires, Sydney Uni up against Penrith and West Harbour and Randwick. What's your pick out of that one, Will?
Ooh, look, I reckon...
Gordon and the Rats?
Gordon Ringer's good.
Yeah.
Southern Districts and Two Blues. I mean, Kent says something. East and Eastwood potentially.
Yeah, I reckon
they'll
that
be
one.
closest.
I think that's interesting.
Yep.
Okay, let's stop Shoot Shield for the moment. Stop talking about that, and let's turn our attention to Colts. We've got plenty to get through. In this one, Sean Maloney, match of the round, Norths and Manly. Tell me about this one.
Well done, Norse, sweeping the Marlins Colts. Manly did their best, though, through Nick Benn, who picked up a hattie for the Marlins at Curl Park. That's a tough place to go. It's a tough place to train at. It's a tough place to walk on. It's just not a great joint.
Great game
Curl
from him.
Park is not great, full stop. But Nick Benn was, and so too were North. So well done, Benny, for grabbing the 3 tries against the Shoremen. But the Chocolates going over the Spit Bridge to the Red and Blacks.
Yeah, really great to see Nick Benn score the hat-trick. A Lake Macquarie Roos Junior. Shout out to everyone up in Lake Macquarie. Club struggling as well a little bit with COVID. So many clubs are, and we offer our support. So if you're getting involved with Lake Macquarie, hit them up on Facebook, get involved. But a couple of Newcastle region products as well. Liam Delibajek, hope we've got that one right.
This is our man from last week.
Getting involved. Son of Singleton legend Scott, also known as Dipper. So we had a couple of Newcastle products getting involved in the Colts, Norths versus Manly. And, there is obviously a great amount of talent coming from that Newcastle and Hunter region. But Delibajek scored 4 tries last week, another one this time. As you mentioned, huge performance from Norths and their Colts. The club will be fired up.
I think he might be the leading try scorer across Colts and grade at the moment with 6 through those first 3 rounds. So he's flying as a New South Wales Jambu player. Well done to Norths in that win at Curl Park. As I said, tough place to go and get the cash.
Yep.
Yeah, just 3 points in that one. Easts were too good for the Rats. Will, you can take us through this.
Yeah, happy to. Look, East are very happy with where their Colts are at, and they've had a couple of good years too. So to go up there, we speak about it being a tough place to play, and to get the win 22-5, a great performance from East. Nice try from Rats as well. Not a try, in fact. Great defence, and look, they'll be up and about East. Definitely a strong club at that level. Not a great day for the women's side, but better for it, and a good win for the Colts. So, bit of feeling too. Great to see, and a couple of the bigger boys coming through. Front row too. Archer Stoltz, I think, not Archer Stoltz. Basically, East have got a lot of talent coming through, and we like that. We like that.
The upside to this for the Rats, despite going down, was the fact they could sit there and get on it for the next 16 hours until the women's side played the Jack Scott Cup game, and they were there supporting to the end.
Lovely
Yes, they
day
were.
too, wasn't it, there on the northern beaches of Sydney. Let's talk now about Randwick and Two Blues in Colts. Randwick absolutely pumped them there on top of the table. Now, there's some beautiful touch in this one, Sean.
Indeed. How silky these Wicks side are going along so well. We know how good they've been over the last couple of years, Will, on the Colts front.
Nick Chan.
Nicholas Chan, the Chan Man, they call him. How about that?
The foot skills that we've seen over the weekend are sublime and certainly on show right here. Have a look at this in beautiful slow motion. That is extremely hard to do. That'd make most of our friends playing in the Gaelic competition over in Ireland sit up and take notice.
Not just the toe up, but what about him threading it through the line to find his fullback for the next try? That's outstanding work.
Very good stuff.
Chan Man, they call him.
Reason they're on top of the ladder, hey? 3 from 3.
100%. Brilliant stuff.
Another big scoreline, Souths smashed Penrith. Penrith did manage a try though, and had a pretty good celebration in this one too.
Yeah, nice to see. Souths looking pretty good, but this is superb. This is superb.
Good.
So we've got Frank Tui Vaiti. Yeah.
Tui Vaiti. Do you reckon this is what he rolls out at Kicks nightclub? Is Kicks nightclub still a thing?
I don't even know what that
Wait,
is.
hang on a second. Was Kicks nightclub Para? I think it might have been Para Kicks nightclub. There was one out at Penrith Leagues. We're coming back to that next week.
That's
We're
your
coming back to
fact-finding
that
mission.
next week.
Okay, that
100%.
that's your research project. There you go. Colts later. Let's take a look at it. Randwick on top, as I said, and then North's Sydney Uni, all on 15 points. Those three sides, followed by East, Southern Districts, and Eastwood, rounding out the top 6. And then in the bottom half, Gordon, Manly, the Rats, Penrith, West Harbour, Hunter Wildfires, and 2 Blues. That is what the Colts ladder looks like at the moment. Let's go round the grounds. Sean, are you ready?
No, Will's going to take it.
Will, let's
I'll
go
let Will
round the
take it.
grounds.
I'll let Will take it.
Poor man Sean Maloney right here. Poor man Sean Maloney.
Get my notes.
Again, some superb rugby right across the board. Rats picked up their first win in second grade. So look at his second grade, won it a couple of years ago, and obviously there's a turnover in talent and people going up and down the grades and people stepping in and out of rugby, especially in 2020, but still a really strong club, Eastern Suburbs. So for Rats to get the win at home, it was a late scare, ended up winning 25-18 and just keeps things rolling. So second grade get the win into first grade, getting the last gasp win. And good to see, as we mentioned.
Now, I found my notes.
Here we go.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. The reason we're highlighting this is that we're having a look at, well, one of the great mullets in Sydney club rugby, in Colts, in everything. And I'm talking about Alexander Odell.
Yeah, the well-travelled Alexander Odell.
Odell
too.
rules.
Look at that.
It's so thick and luscious at the back. It's such a wonderful mane, and it's so well undercut that I can't help but have my heart skip a couple of beats looking at it. It is
does take your breath away.
extraordinary. I follow him on Instagram just to get daily looks at his hair.
Yes.
Do you do the same thing?
I do follow him.
Damn
But he's
right
he's
now.
well travelled too. I like it. Been over in Perth. He's part of the Victorian Sevens. A little bit of time in the Rebel setup. So Alex Odell quickly becoming
DM him right now.
favourite indeed.
Not just Alex OD. We've got this is one of the great setups in the back row down there in South. We've spoken often about Pocock and Hooper, the Pooper. Check out this back row. Finch, Lynch, and Clinch.
It doesn't get much
Amazing.
better than that at all, does it? The game of inches. Use what you like. You're going to have to get Al Pacino and Tony D'Amato in there in the
3
sheds
inches.
beforehand. Give them that bloody speech from Any Given Sunday and tell them about a game of inches. Souths are
That's
fine.
the difference between winning and losing.
Yes.
Between living and dying. And the Inches know a thing or two about that because they're winners with South. Here they are getting it done against the Emus, the Inches.
And you can tell Maxi Freeman's just absolutely firing in season 2020 with 3 inches behind him.
James Finch, Rory Lynch, and Clayton Clinch.
Amazing stuff.
Mind blown.
On the score sheet as well, the young men from South. So
Next.
Great to see.
Let's move on to some subbies, shall we? Waverley easily beat Forest.
My favourites.
Another nice try celebration, Will.
Yeah, really, really good. The big white fridge, Callum Bidmead, he's up and about. And look, Waverley are up and about too. They're fielding 5 teams every week. I spoke with Josh Stevens today, the club captain, and always been a strong club in terms of the social side. Tom Gray has come across from Wales, as well as his mate Carwyn Francis. Have a look at this for a try celebration. Carwyn Francis, apparently Gray and Francis tied at the hip. And Carwyn Francis also said to be the first man to put his hand up to be a part of the boat race. Cracks the subby in the subbies, and away he goes. Shout out to Parker Sellers.
There were
That's
no
amazing.
boat races at Manly at the weekend because of the COVID situation. So we're just boat racing on the park now.
I believe there's a boat race at Subbies on the weekend.
Distance.
Waverley, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Just a nod and a
Yeah, okay.
win. Carwyn Francis, Tom Gray, ripping additions to Waverley from all accounts. So they'll be up and about. Good stuff.
You know who else they're probably up and about? Drummoyne.
Dirty
They are
Reds.
looking classy
Yep.
at the moment. Is that the right way to describe them, Will?
I think so. They're certainly among the competition favourites, up there with Mossman and some ripping tries, Shawnee.
Rusiata Longamasi with 3 tries in this one. Very sharp. We're going to see them in a second where they sit on the competition ladder, but they're looking good. The Dirty Reds. God, I love the Dirty Reds. I just love saying the word
great name.
dirty. I just love saying the team
say it
name.
well.
Dirty Reds. This was probably the try of the game. This one gets flung back over the shoulder. This is the pass here. Oh, no, look. Oh! And away they go to score another one in the corner. So the Dirty Reds doing good things in Drummoyne.
Okay, colleagues are also doing good things. Everyone loves seeing a hooker go long range, don't they? That's what we got coming up here.
Absolutely right. This young man has been described as a pocket Dane Coles from our colleagues'
an
favourite,
intercept.
and some superb pace. They colleagues got some good talent coming through. They had a massive Colts program last year. They've got Sam Deans, son of Robbie, patrolling the sideline for the Colts.
Who does?
Yeah, colleagues. Sam Deans.
Legit.
Apparently very similar to his old man too. Doesn't say a lot, but when he speaks, everybody listens. So shout out to the colleagues side and Harry Todd. Pocket Dane Coles.
Okay, the ladder for subbies. Let's go through it. Drummoyne on top, as we mentioned. Mossman, Will's other favourite for the comp.
Nick Carter, love him. Love
Waverley.
Nick Carter in the second.
Waverley,
Wasn't Nick
Petersham.
Carter one of the Backstreet Boys?
Different Nick Carter.
Sure.
Wouldn't that be a story?
Wouldn't it?
You're not letting me do the ladder,
Sorry,
guys.
go.
The Waverley, Petersham and Blue Mountains, followed by Knox colleagues and Forest as well. Now what do you want to talk about? Division 2.
Division 2 subbies.
Yeah.
God, we're going deep on Grassroots Rugby Week 2, aren't we?
Yeah, why not?
We are deep. This is game 678 of the 800 available via Clutch TV across the
How
weekend.
good is it having all of this content, all of these stories? Get involved. Let
It's
us know what's going
amazing.
on.
You melted my brain when we started going through the rundown. Hunters Hill too good against Barker. Looking strong, Hunters Hill. Looking really strong.
Mate, rough old day though for Barker until, I tell you what, they were looking good. This is up there with Plugger at the SCG, the little piglet with painted 4. There's a dog on the field. There's a dog on the field.
Just rounding
And
them up.
At this point, I mean, the great defense from the dog, no doubt. How about the gas from the winger, then comedy from the Hunters Hill defense?
Mate.
What is going on? There's Benny Hill music going on. Clutch TV has it all covered. Hunters Hill were down 17-15 at this point. Went on to win 32-24.
That was
the
Red
dog.
Dog.
The dog
That
is
was Red
saved.
Dog.
Red Dog. There we go.
Okay.
That was Red Dog.
Yeah, the dog has saved them. Hunters Hill.
Let's have a go at this ladder, shall we? Hunters Hill on top, 15, followed by Hills, Old Barker, University of New South Wales, St Patrick's, Epping, Linfield and Redfield Old Boys
Chat about
rounding
Nick
it out.
Carter again.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Remember Red Dog had Rachel Taylor and Josh Lee?
Yes.
It's a great movie.
Yes, yeah. Nick Carter, one of my
Okay.
favourites. One of my favourites.
Let's check out how the girls are going. The Jack Scott Cup, Rats and Easts. Geez, there were some big names in this. We touched on it earlier, Sean, but this was
Perhaps
leakage.
story of the weekend, Shawnee?
Rats should have won this by 800 because when that woman's playing, I'm talking about Shani Williams, the Australian women's sevens gold medal winning captain, co-captain alongside Shannon Parry's playing, and then you got Elliot Green out wide as well. You've got Chloe Dalton making a return from professional sport in the form of
Absolutely,
AFLW, and then East are just going, you know what, we'll have a dip against you, no problems. We'll head north, we'll cross a few bridges and we'll really stick it to you. And it was close until late in the piece. Of course, we saw that try from Claire Ilsley that was set up and away they went. But, this is high quality. This is high quality. It's what we come to expect from the Jack Scott Cup, and Warringah are rightful tournament favourites.
Yeah, and look, getting better and better every year. It's not treating with kid gloves or anything like that. When you've got the talent that Warringah had at their disposal.
100%. You can start asking and demanding more of these women because a lot of them are professional or semi-professional, coming back from the sevens. Aon Uni sevens experience. Wallaroos loaded. I was speaking to Grace Hamilton, the Wallaroos captain, early today. So the quality's fantastic.
And Eastern Suburbs, look, getting their systems going and
Look
a young
Look
group,
out.
and they
Look out.
They're thrilled to play. Thrilled to play against the
Elliot
talent
Green,
such
I
as
forgot
Green.
Elliot. There's so many names that went back for the Rats. What about it? She is probably the hardest woman in world rugby to put down front on. Like, forget about it. Because she's got such long reach with her fend as well. And then if she chooses not to fend and hit you with her upper body just as it is, you get slammed. If you go low, her legs are granite. See ya. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Look, she's knocking people down and she's got one bunch of people around her legs. Hanging on the bootlaces.
Credit to the Beasties girls, though.
Yeah, no, good performance from the Beasts.
And look, apparently Jack Scott Cup is like a good old-fashioned rugby hit out as well. Post-game, they're all getting to know each other, all mingling, rather than just going to opposite sheds. So well done to the Eastern Suburbs girls as well.
Good impact from Elia Green's hair too. I feel like that just adds. I appreciate that, Elia. Let's go to Randwick and 5 tries, sorry. So many numbers I can't even keep up. 5 tries. Now I'm going to have a go. Bien Tarita?
Just call her BB.
BB.
She likes to be known as BB.
Okay, BB. Tell me about her, Sean.
I'm going to tell you her name's BB. She scored 5 tries.
It's amazing.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Incredible.
The old Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, how
Amazing
good.
stuff. Look, really good from Randwick too, and a big win. 5 tries and a 34-5 win. So Jack Scott Cup flying, and look, with highlights like this is going up the rundown every single week.
I'll tell you what, Randwick obviously very good. We saw the Two Blues put 41 past Gordon last week, the Western Sydney Two Blues, before the lights went out in that match.
Oh, yes.
I remember that. Yep, so obviously the Wicks are heading in the right direction too.
And that was one of the social feedbacks we got was plenty more women's content. So we'll bring you lots of that here on this show, that is for sure. You know what? We're done. Week 2.
Wow.
Done and dusted.
That was awesome. How many games, how many competitions did we just cover?
Yeah, agreed. And good too. Good to have the feedback from everybody. Maxi Freeman with his botched try. Great to see the moustache glistening in the evening light.
That is true.
Plenty more. I might slip into someone else's DMs next weekend too.
Watch out, everyone.
Without permission.
The last thing I'll say is this. If you want to get engaged across any of what we're doing, Facebook seems to be the place to do it at the moment. So hit us up, comment, get engaged, tag someone, rubbish someone. We don't care. Highlight something good too.
Sean Maloney, thank you so much once again. Will Davies, thank you for your company too. Thanks for your company wherever you're watching. I'm Louise Ransom. This is the Grassroots Rugby Show presented by Clutch TV. We'll see you next time.